Hey everyone, it is Steph. This week we continue our journey with the D on the DISC assessment, the director. And this week I want to share with you their emotional motivator. Each one of the four DISC behavioral types has an emotional motivator that drives their decision making, whether they're conscious of it or not. And for the D, it is anger. Now, not a big surprise. This is a very fiery group, right? So the fact that they are quick to anger is not shocking. It can be difficult to be on the receiving end of it and not take it personally. So my whole point in sharing this with you across all four types is to help lend a little objectivity to these emotional reactions that we all have. So the point of the anger with the D is, keep in mind, this is a very intuitive group of people. They're taking information in, they're processing it in their gut, they're going with a gut decision. They are not afraid to try something on for size, see how it pans out, and then adapt accordingly. So their anger is really akin to a very deep frustration that they often feel like they're pulling those around them along for the ride. In the mind of the D, rightly or wrongly, they see taking action as an inevitability. They see certain decisions as an inevitability. And so when they have to constantly pump the brakes and assuage the fears of people around them, it reaches a point of great frustration for them. Also, anger or being expressive or passionate about their ideas and their opinions is something that comes very naturally to them. So again, rightly or wrongly, when people around them are not fighting for their ideas or bringing something to the table that advances the cause, it's difficult for Ds to take what they feel are kind of lesser efforts seriously. And to a certain extent, I can really sympathize with that. We've all been in a situation where we see that something needs to be done. We're trying to figure out what that is. And the only feedback that we're getting from those around us is what can't happen. Ds are interested in exploring the possibility of things. So if you don't want to ignite their ire and you want to kind of bring the temperature of the conversation down, what is really helpful is to acknowledge, I see your sense of urgency around this. I acknowledge that something needs to be decided. Let's just have a conversation and get a couple of different points of view and discuss pros and cons, so we're making the best possible decision for the best possible outcome. When a D sees that you are invested in some kind of action or you acknowledge the urgency, it can go a long way toward tamping down that frustration and that anger so they can redirect the passion toward a solution and not trying to convince people that a solution is necessary. So that's one way to change their gear. Something else to keep in mind about their anger is they are very future-oriented people. So even though they may blow and get kind of explosive, it doesn't last for very long because that moment just happened. It's now in the past, right? They're looking forward. So if you've ever had that friend or colleague who kind of seems to like bite your head off in the morning, but by lunchtime, they want to know if you want to grab a sandwich with them as if nothing ever happened, that is a D. They've moved on. If you haven't moved on, they're not responsible for that. So keep in mind, it can be very potent energy that they sort of release in all directions, but it often dissipates quickly and they just want to get on with things. So that's those are a couple of strategies, some information to keep in mind to help objectify what can be some pretty fiery disposition. They're not trying to personally attack you. They just feel very strongly about their point of view and they are willing to fight for it. So that is the emotional motivator of the D. If you have any questions or challenges about the Ds in your life and things that you can do to make that relationship more productive, please let me know. Next week, we're going to dive a little deeper into how Ds relate to those around them. And from there, we're going to move into ways to use them on your team. So I hope you found this useful. Again, if you have any questions, I'm here for you. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I will see you next Wednesday. Take care, guys. Bye.